Here is the second of the Shabby Chic Journals Traveler's Notebook inserts that I made. This one has Home Sweet Home on it. Excuse me. This is not vintage sheet music. This is from, I think it's a piece of scrapbook paper, or, oh, it was a piece of ephemera from Tsunami Rose. When you get the ephemera kits, this is one of them. So this one is called Home Sweet Home, tied with pink seam binding. It has the same patterned paper as the first one I showed, but in a different color. And again, there's the craft paper, the mulberry paper, and this time in green, and this beautiful image from the Shabby Chic book, this gorgeous lace, and then this little pink tassel. And the back is just plain except for the tassel at the bottom. Again, they all have the same kind of layout. So there's the angled pocket with some daisy trim stitched on, which I purchased from Walmart. This is from Tsunami Rose, from the print, what do you call it? Ephemera kits. There's another one of the tags, just like in the other book, with one of Jill Robertson's pretty little music paper beads. And this is cut from the cardstock paper collection. Here's a piece of the K & Company paper, which I've had for quite a long time, and I just love the paper. I've been hoarding it. But it's perfect for the Shabby Chic. Look, this is a stamp that I have. It says established. There's as in the other one, there's a lot of stenciling and a lot of sewing. Here's a fabric flip with some rickrack. That's not vintage rickrack. Ledger paper. Here's a page from the Shabby Chic book with some crystal chandelier and some pretty roses. This was cut apart from the cardstock paper and a couple of tags. This one, I left this image here and there was text up here, so I just glued a postcard up here for journaling. This is K & Company paper. It says space for writing messages. There's a stamp and stencil, and here is the first of the fabric tabs with a little green safety pin, and this one says Adore, one of the Tim Holtz charms. Again, the vintage ledger with the perpetual calendar stamp just clipped on there. There's a gorgeous page from the Shabby Chic book. Look at that. Now these are white, so you can write right on the page if you want to. Here's from that Colorblock paper pad, and there's a strip of fabric stitched down the side and a little piece of lace stitched up there. Here's a second fabric tab with a little blue safety pin. Beautiful stamp up there. This is again a stamp that I have. I stamped it on coffee dyed paper. Here's another piece cut from that pillow sham. Can you imagine having a bathroom like that with that beautiful white overstuffed chair? I love this. They did this image in black and white, but it's more like silvery. Very pretty. So I made that the center page. This is cut from the cardstock collection, and it says, "You are pure gold." There's gold fixtures on that sink, if you can see them. This was a printable, and I backed it with patterned paper since you can write on this side. I usually back these things with plain paper so you can journal on the back. But on this one, you can journal on the front. Here's another one of those little collages I made that's backed with another piece of fabric. And this one has a little bird cut out and appliqued onto it, and a little piece of fabric, and a little daisy lace, and a safety pin. Here's an image from the Shabby Chic book, stitched on as a pocket. There's a stamp up there, and this card, pretty coral colored library card, came from that cardstock pad. This is another glassine bag from Denise's shop with another little cutout from the cardstock pad, and another tag made with my picturesque cartridge from Cricut. And this side has a little, I think this is a freebie from Ephemeris Vintage Garden that you can write on, in another envelope that I made with the same kind of tag inside. Little card, and it says Dream Big here. Another fabric tab with a little peach colored safety pin. And this side has, this is ephemera from Tsunami Rose. And a pocket here, a tag made with my Cricut, one of those other tags. It has a doily on it, and then another piece of ledger with pattern stitched to it, pattern tissue for journaling. Beautiful page from the Shabby Chic book. Another fabric flip with lace and rickrack, and there's even eyelet stitched to the bottom of that one. Another stamp, the same image, but I brushed this one with blue and green. And there's pink seam binding there. And another one of the library pockets with the curved edge and some lace stitched to it. And this one, I will stitch some paper to the back of it for journaling, but it's an image from the Shabby Chic book with anaglypta textured wallpaper behind it. And this looks like a vintage bottle of distilled water in front of it. It's a really neat looking image. And the third one that I made is Le Petite Journal, which is appropriate because it is a little journal. Again, pink seam binding. This paper I didn't cover up with images and lace because I just loved the stack of pastel colored books with a little bit of gilt on some of them. So I just put some eyelet and pretty, it's not ombre, variegated rickrack at the bottom, and then this little printable that I had, and I stitched that to black cardstock and then stitched it to the cover. But it does have the same angled pocket here with daisy trim, the same kind of tag, and this pretty paper stitched on. Again, we have a guest check, and up here it says Simple is Sweet. Stenciling and fabric tab tips and rickrack. There's a page from the Shabby Chic book with a little pocket and some tags. It's a nice kitchen picture, and I just stuck that on there so you can write something on it. There is a lot of journaling room because there's a lot of white space and light colored pages that you can write on. This is one of the K & Company papers that says Things to Do. It just says Things to on this page. And this is another charm bead made by Jill. Love them, Jill. Vintage ledger with a perpetual calendar clipped on. Another gorgeous image from the book. Some dried roses there. Pretty mint colored paper from the color box sheet, and from the color box pad, and there's pink polka dot paper stitched along the edge with a little daisy trim there. There's a lavender safety pin on that one. I love that stamp. Another stamp on coffee dyed paper, cut out and glued on. Now this is, I believe this was an area at the top of the steps, maybe. No, maybe. This is at the top of the steps. Wouldn't you love to have that in your house? I'm not sure. I don't think that's from the same area. But books. Because there's books on the cover, I use this page that has all these books. But I just love this. Come up your stairs and find these comfy white chairs and shelves full of books. What a nice place to relax. This one has a printable tucked in as a pocket, and I will put a tag of some sort in there. And another collage, fabric collage with a bird applique on there. A little green safety pin there. Another image from the Shabby Chic book, and this one has a little tag stitched on there just for an accent. This one, I just love this picture, and it looks like, I forgot what it's called, but the edging around your rooms, but it's painted in pastel colors and the paint is peeling, and I just thought it was a really neat picture. It came from the Shabby Chic book, and then this tag is in there with a tulip on it. The other side of the dried roses, and it says lovely, and there's a little pocket here with the green grid paper in there for a journaling card. And the final fabric tab with a little green safety pin. This one, this is that kitchen image, and it actually has Rachel Ashwell standing here. So I just stitched this piece of paper from the cardstock collection. There is a little tuck, and then this is a printable from Tsunami Rose, and it's about roses. You can journal on the back of that. There's another free printable from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. Another fabric and lace flip. That beautiful lace. And this one, this is the same stamp again, but it has pink and gold perfect pearls brushed over it. Pink seam binding. And then the library card with some of that variegated rickrack on it. So we have Le Petite Journal. We have Home Sweet Home. And we have Beautiful Dreamer. These will all be listed in my Etsy shop, so come on over and take a look, and I will link my shop in the description below. Sorry, I'm having trouble finding my words today. By the way, I will be making a 4th journal, but it will be for me because I want some images from that Shabby Chic book. But this is another page from that cardstock collection, and it's a door, and I just love doors, and this is beautiful. The shapes on it and the color. So this is, when I get this done, I will show it to you. So thanks for watching, and I really appreciate everybody who watches and leaves comments, and who has subscribed to me, and who visits my shop. I really, really appreciate it. So stay tuned, and there will be more videos to come. Thank you.